Hey guys, everybody knows me as Do Not Fear on hub pages, but my real name is Annette, and I want to start a video diary about my journey through Lyme disease. I want to give you a brief background, and in May of 2010, the first week of May, I was exposed to several tick bites up in northwest Arkansas. I've always thought I was invincible. I should have used insect repellent. I should have used something, but I didn't because I've been bit by ticks all of my life living down here in the South. And because of my cockiness and my arrogance, I ended up with several tick bites. I didn't start developing symptoms until about 2 weeks after I was exposed. About the end of May, I started noticing that I was getting really tired and feeling like my body was completely run down. I felt like I couldn't lift my head off the pillow when I was tired. Then I couldn't go to sleep either. And then I had extreme muscle fatigue. I would just feel like I had to drag myself up the stairs. And I work out 3 times a week. I'm very healthy. I eat well. I do binge on sweets sometimes, but I try to keep it under control. But I just had a general overall feeling that something was not right in my body. So the very end of May, on Memorial Day weekend, my husband and I went on a short fishing trip. And I was out in the heat and everything, which I'm used to. You know, humidity, 100%, mosquitoes and buffalo gnats and all kinds of bad conditions here. I'm used to that. I'm used to working in it. But when we were out on the boat, I started getting really sick, like my whole body just drained of energy. And I told him, I said, we're going to have to go. I can't stay out here. I don't have any energy. I just lost interest, and I had a lot of confusion. I noticed I was forgetting things, and when I would fall asleep at night, I would get these strange thoughts coming in my head, and it was almost to the point of delusional. And you know, I work with mental health people and people who have disorders, and it really scared me, but yet I did recognize that it wasn't normal. So I just kept feeling worse and worse, but I pushed on and kept pushing and kept pushing. I started to suspect that I had Lyme disease. Just a little something in the back of my mind told me, you know, you got those tick bites and you're starting to feel bad. So the logical side of my brain says, well, it's just the heat and humidity. You're trying to adjust to it this year. You're getting older because I'm over 50. Well, I went on a trip to Seattle to see my son, and this was like June the 8th or so. It was about 1 month since I'd been infected with Lyme, and I felt really bad while I was up there. I only had 1 or 2 good days the whole week that I was there, so I got a stomach virus, and it just knocked me on my butt. I mean, it was just terrible. And so my son said, look, Mom, just go to the doctor while you're here. So I found a family clinic, and I went to the doctor, and I told him what my suspicions were. I said, look, I think I have Lyme, and I just have this feeling something's not right in my body. He said, okay, let's do a lot of blood tests. We're going to draw a lot of blood. And he said, we send our test results for Lyme to California, so you won't get the result till next week. So he ran all these tests, and I'm not anemic, okay? I don't have mono. My blood counts were good. I am in very good health. My test results look like I'm healthy. So I recovered, and I felt a lot better the last 2 days I was in Seattle. So I came on home, and I felt horrible when I got back. And I got back, I would say, about June the 15th or so, or June 16th. And I felt really bad because he had given me antibiotics. He went ahead and prescribed me doxycycline, which is the normal prescription if anybody suspects Lyme disease. And I felt horrible after 4 days on the antibiotics. So my doctor called me on Wednesday, June the 16th. And he said, you've tested positive for one of the Lyme antibodies. And I said, I knew it. So he told me, he said, you're going to need 2 more weeks of your antibiotics. Well, I didn't have a doctor here who would see me. And so anyway, I got the test results from him. My OB doctor referred me to an infectious disease doctor here who, his cold-hearted receptionist on 3 different occasions was very cold towards me. She finally got me an appointment September the 7th. Okay, that's 2.5 months away, all right? And she didn't seem to care in the least that I told her I had Lyme disease. It was like, sorry, hon, you know, and it just, I'm so angry at the way she treated me on the phone. In the meantime, I started doing research, and I started reading and reading and reading, and I'm horrified at what I found out about Lyme, that it's misdiagnosed all the time, and there is a huge government controversy that is, it's political. The government and the CDC don't want to define it as a chronic disease. And it's chronic. It's just a big mess. I can't go into it. I'm not real well versed on political issues, but I'm telling you, this stuff is in my blood. And so I found a Lyme literate doctor. I got on the website, joined a support group, found a Lyme literate doctor down in Louisiana. I called their office that morning. That afternoon, they had me an appointment for July the 6th. Amazing. I go out of town, call an out-of-town doctor, and I get an appointment like that. I go to a doctor locally, an infectious disease doctor. After 3 days, they call me back, give me an appointment 2.5 months later. Now, what does that tell you? It just sends me a real bad message. Anyway, the Lyme literate doctor, I have an appointment with him July the 6th. So, he told me to cease my doxycycline, which is the antibiotic that was fighting the disease. And the reason I was feeling so bad is because it was dying off. The disease dies off. That's another symptom, that if you start your antibiotic and you start having die-off symptoms like heart feeling worse, that's another symptom that you've got it. So I stopped my antibiotic. He says, we've got to get an accurate Lyme test. Accurate Lyme tests are performed through a company called Igenics out in California. I want my Lyme test results from there. They are the #1 lab for Lyme specialists, and that's where I'm going to rely on to get my new test. So in order to get an accurate test, I have to cease my doxy. So that's okay with me. So right now, I'm still dealing with the symptoms. My kneecaps hurt. My shins hurt. And now it's moved up into my elbows and in the back of my arms. I have had a bump on my arm, I don't know if you can see it, for several weeks now. It is not where the tick bit me. I don't know what it is. It will not get better. But I'm not going to get on antibiotic right now because it doesn't seem to be getting any worse, but it's not getting better either. But because I got to have an accurate Lyme test. I mean, but anyway, I'm just dealing with a lot. And I'm sharing this for future use. I mean, 5 years from now, I think there's going to be a huge blow up. We're going to find out a lot more about Lyme disease. It is very, very serious. Do you know it is the fastest growing infectious disease in the country? Did you know that? Oh, it beats AIDS. Okay? And also there's evidence that that a mother can give Lyme disease to her baby, and it causes so many symptoms. I can't list them all, but I'm going to provide a lot of links so that anybody that wants more information can find it. But please, please listen. This is important to me, and you may find it boring, but I'm telling you, don't ever think that you cannot contract something, okay? Because I am so humbled. You know, I never thought, oh, I can't get anything. And you know what? My test could come back negative from Igenics. Hallelujah if it does. I'm believing in a miracle. I am going to believe that there's going to be a miracle, there's going to be a turnaround, but you know what? I'm not going to lay over and die either. I'm going to fight. I will not let this disease take over my life, and I will beat the odds. So I just wanted to share it with everyone. Anyway, I don't mean to bore you, but and I don't know how to edit on this video, so anyway, it's not real professional. So thank you for listening to me, and I hope that you'll find the information informative. And I appreciate everyone, and I could use all the support that I could get. Thanks.